Good evening. Tonight, the Supreme Court has delivered a unanimous decision that will reshape American rights. All 9 justices have spoken with one voice, fundamentally changing the landscape for the right to bear arms and the right to privacy. In our digital world, where personal information is everywhere, the court has drawn a new line. This decision impacts every American, redefining the relationship between citizens and government. The case, United States v. Chen, addresses whether the government can use your digital footprint to regulate your constitutional rights without a warrant. The answer, a resounding no. The court's ruling sends a clear message: our constitutional protections must evolve with technology. For gun owners, this creates a new shield against certain regulations and limits law enforcement's use of digital records. For everyone, it strengthens Fourth Amendment protections in the digital age. It makes it harder for the government to search our personal data without probable cause and a warrant. Tonight, we'll break down what this decision means for you, the history behind it, and its far-reaching consequences. This is a story that affects the very core of what it means to be an American. Understanding this change is essential for every citizen. To grasp today's ruling, we must revisit the Second Amendment. Its 27 words, "The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed," have sparked centuries of debate. Is it about state militias or individual rights? This question has shaped our laws and culture. The founders, wary of tyranny, saw an armed citizenry as a safeguard for freedom. For much of our history, gun ownership was common and locally regulated. The Supreme Court clarified the individual right in 2008's District of Columbia v. Heller and extended it to states in McDonald v. City of Chicago. These decisions set the stage for today's legal battles. Yet, questions remained. What weapons are protected? What regulations are allowed? Today's United States v. Chen ruling doesn't answer everything, but it powerfully connects this old right to our new digital world. The court has now added a crucial layer: protecting gun rights in the age of digital data. The conversation has changed forever. Equally vital is the Fourth Amendment, protecting us from unreasonable searches and seizures. It was born from the founders' experience with oppressive British searches. The amendment ensures our homes and personal effects are private sanctuaries. As technology evolved, so did the challenges: emails, GPS, online shopping. In 2018's Carpenter v. United States, the court ruled police need a warrant for cell phone location data, recognizing digital privacy. This precedent set the stage for today's decision. The government argued that online purchases meant giving up privacy rights. The Supreme Court has now rejected that, extending Carpenter's principles to the digital marketplace. Our privacy protections now follow us online. The Fourth Amendment stands strong in the digital age. The heart of this case is United States v. Chen. David Chen, a law-abiding software engineer and sport shooter, legally purchased firearms and accessories online. In 2024, a new federal program allowed the ATF to collect digital sales records from online retailers without a warrant, aiming to spot illegal arms trafficking. Chen's purchases triggered an alert, and agents visited his home, demanding to inspect his firearms. Chen refused without a warrant, arguing his online purchase history was private and that the government's actions violated his rights. The government disagreed, and the legal battle began. A district court sided with the government, but the 10th Circuit reversed, ruling the warrantless data collection unconstitutional. The appellate court also noted the chilling effect on citizens' willingness to exercise their rights. The government appealed, and the Supreme Court took up the case. The stage was set for a landmark decision. Chen's story is now a symbol of the intersection between constitutional rights and digital life. Millions of Americans face similar questions about privacy and freedom. The outcome would determine how far the government can go in surveilling lawful activity. The stakes could not be higher. The nation watched as the Supreme Court weighed in. On January 12, 2026, the Supreme Court issued its unanimous decision. Chief Justice Roberts wrote, "The government's warrantless collection of digital firearm purchase records is an unconstitutional search. citizens have a reasonable expectation of privacy in their consumer data, especially when it reveals sensitive information about constitutional rights. The court stated, an individual's choice to purchase a firearm, a book, or a religious text is not a public declaration. Allowing warrantless collection would permit the very general searches the founders prohibited. The decision also addressed the chilling effect on Second Amendment rights. Citizens may hesitate to buy firearms if it means being tracked. All 9 justices agreed. Digital privacy is a non-partisan issue, and the Bill of Rights must not be eroded by technology. This ruling sets a strong foundation for future cases involving technology and constitutional rights. It's a clear signal to Congress and states about the limits of their power in the digital realm. The message: our rights adapt, but they do not disappear. What does this mean for gun owners? The most immediate effect is stronger privacy. Governments can no longer collect digital purchase records to create de facto gun registries without a warrant. Your legal online purchases of firearms and accessories are now protected. The government cannot demand customer lists from online stores without probable cause. This shields gun owners from being targeted for lawful purchases. Background checks remain in place, and law enforcement can still get a warrant if there's evidence of a crime. The ruling prevents broad, warrantless surveillance, not targeted investigations. Gun owners can now exercise their rights with greater confidence and less fear of government scrutiny. Exercising one constitutional right should not force you to surrender another. For millions, this is a landmark victory for both privacy and gun rights. This decision redraws the map for law enforcement. Broad, data-driven dragnets without a warrant are now unconstitutional for sensitive purchases like firearms. Agencies like the ATF and FBI can no longer demand entire customer sales histories from retailers. Investigations must now be targeted based on individualized suspicion and a warrant. The ruling reinforces that searches should start with evidence, not a fishing expedition. The court's reasoning could extend to other areas, like book or magazine purchases, strengthening privacy for a wide range of activities. Law enforcement faces new challenges, but the Fourth Amendment's warrant requirement is a fundamental safeguard. Public safety must be balanced with privacy. Investigations continue, but now under judicial supervision. The founders' vision for liberty endures in the digital age. Legal experts agree. The impact of this decision is profound. Civil liberties advocates call it a victory for constitutional rights and a blow against the surveillance state. Law enforcement and gun control proponents worry about losing a tool for fighting crime, but acknowledge the need to adapt. The ruling will require agencies to focus on developing probable cause, not mass data collection. Economically, the decision boosts consumer confidence and provides clarity for the e-commerce industry. Tech analysts say it reassures customers that their data is protected by the highest law in the land. For communities long targeted by surveillance, this is a step toward justice. Privacy advocates say it levels the playing field between citizen and state. In areas affected by gun violence, some worry about losing a tool for prevention. The decision sparks a national conversation about balancing safety and freedom. The debate will continue in communities across the country. Tonight, the Supreme Court's ruling in United States versus Chen redefines freedom for the digital age. Our rights are not frozen. They must be defended and adapted as the world changes. Privacy and the right to bear arms have been reaffirmed and strengthened. The responsibility now falls to all of us. An informed citizenry is the ultimate guardian of our rights. Understand what this ruling means: a shield for your privacy, a protection for law-abiding gun owners, and a new challenge for law enforcement. Know where the lines are drawn between government authority and individual liberty. This is the beginning of a new chapter. Ask questions, stay informed, and participate in the conversation. The future of our rights depends on every generation. Today's ruling is a powerful tool, but it's up to us to fulfill its promise. By understanding and protecting our freedoms, we keep the Republic strong. Good night.